Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri and today in true DIY Wednesday form, my across the street neighbor 2 houses down decided that today would be a perfect day for them to also work in their garage. What am I supposed to do? Hey, I'd like to work in my garage and I just happen to be filming a video for YouTube. So can you totally stop what you're doing because your sawing is interfering with my camera? So bear with it. It comes and goes. I've tried to wait, but I can wait no more. In this DIY Wednesday video, we are basically gonna take a bunch of shit that's in our garage that we weren't using, and we're gonna turn it into something amazing and something that we will use. And what is that? I'm just gonna have to talk loud when that happens. I'm so sorry. This is real life, and my neighbors like to do stuff in their garage too. I can't begrudge them of DIYs. Point of the story is, Davis has requested a key holder so that he can hang his keys on the wall rather than throwing them on the counter, not knowing where they are. I thought I could easily make something like that, rather than just like sticking a hook on the wall and calling it a day. I was like, let's get a little creative with some shit that we have in the garage. So I have some mirror glue because I have these 12 by 12 square mirror tiles that are so old. I've probably been hanging on to them for a good 10 years. And I thought, ooh, if I can incorporate a mirror, that might be cute so he can look at himself on the way out, whatever, check your hair, just saying. Make it something a little different. I have the mirror tiles. If I use them, great. If I don't, that's fine too. What started the whole thing is I knew I had this, which I feel is like a CD holder, a CD rack. You know what CDs are? It's those things that we played music on back in the day. And now no new car has a CD player, which really bums me out. But anyways, I think this was a CD holder. However, when I look on the side, it says Napa Valley and has like a stamp of like a grape leaf or something on it, but it's not deep enough for wine. So I don't really know. I don't know. It came as a hand-me-down to me and I've just been saving it in the garage. It literally has spider webs on it. But I thought this might be a cool base for a key holder cubby situation with maybe a mirror on it. And then I also have some stain, type on wood glue, and some scrap wood. I'm just gonna let these mismatch items speak to me and we're gonna see what we come up with. I'm not gonna spend any money on this. We're gonna just let creativity and inspiration take over and see what we can make. Starting with the mirror. That was my, aside from the box, the mirror was like my second inspiration piece. And so I opened the box and one is like cut. Don't ask me, but it's cut smaller than a 12 by 12. So I was thinking, oh, I could put it on the inside back of this. It's just not as wide. Well, then I was like, oh, well, can I fit this in the inside back? No, it goes to the exact outer edge of the box. I was like, okay, let's think about this. Ain't nobody want to cut a mirror tile. I sure don't. So I thought if I turned this box over, I could mount the mirror to this side and then maybe I could cut this part of what the back side is out, which would then expose our little cubbies. And then I would take the back that I took off of the actual back, mount it to what is the front, kind of like reverse everything so that I'd have a good support for my mirror on this side, and then I'd have backing on this side so that you could see the cubbies. And I think I might do that, but in reverse, because now as I'm looking at it, I definitely like this as the front because it was supposed to be the front and it's a finished edge. So what I might do is put half of the back to the front and put the mirror here and then do something with this area. How's that sound? I don't know. Sounds good to me. It does look like it's held together with like some staple-y type things, but I'm gonna see if I can dig them out. Or I might literally just take my jigsaw and see if I can just cut it away. Let's see what happens. Who knows? Okay, so if you haven't noticed, we are flying by the seat of our pants on this one. And that is what happens when you pull together a bunch of shit and try to make it into something. And this whole mirror idea might not work. This whole box idea might not work. Davis may just end up getting a plank of wood with some hooks in it and I might call it a day after that. I'm hoping that's not the case. For now, I'm gonna draw a line where I would need to cut to have this be the support for our mirror. I don't anticipate spending a lot of time on this DIY. In my mind, the creative juices are just gonna be flowing left and right, and we're gonna knock this out in an instant. That's how I see it in my head, at least. Everybody out there, everybody, cross your fingers that that's how it works out. Now, you may notice my drill bit has a weird little cup thing. That's because I saw something. I don't know if this is gonna work, but for now, I'm just gonna kind of drill a little pilot hole for my jigsaw. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hopefully my blade can fit in that. And if this doesn't work, why am I going through this trouble? I could just put scrap wood on the top of this and forego taking it off the back, right? Now that I just drilled a hole into it. Let me see what I can find. Okay, so I did find this, which is the leftover piece to the wall-mounted palette mirror. But when I put it in the inset here, it's just a little bit too thick. Cut a piece or two, whether I use it this way, you know what I'm saying? And then that way I don't even have to put the back that I just put a hole in. But you know, that's what wood putty's for, right? So, let's do that. So now, some of you may be going, hey dum-dum, you just took out all the cool cubby holes and now you just have an empty box. Yep, you're right, I do. Now where do we go from here? I feel like now if I get a board like here and here to mount the mirror to so that it's more stable, and then this whole side will be free and open and we can maybe make new cubbies. I don't know, but I love that I was able to yank this box apart. I think I'm gonna use maybe this. Look, not exactly the right height. So I gotta find some wood that I wanna use for in here from the scrap pile. Again, everything's free and we're just letting the creativity happen. Things may work out, things may not work out, but we're chugging right along. This is gonna be amazing when we're done. I know it doesn't look like it now, and it looks like I'm all over the board, which I am, but this is just what happens. It's the process. Okay, so sadly, it looks like I'm gonna have to cut some wood to the exact size, but that's okay. So I wanna do probably a piece in the middle and then a piece on the outer edge to give the mirror some more support. We're just gonna measure and cut, that's it. This is 5 inches high by like 10 3/4 wide. Let's just draw it out and do it. 10 3/4 and then 5 inches high. All right, let's get to cutting these dividers. Then I feel like everything's gonna be smooth sailing after this. We gotta figure it out, see? Okay, so I ended up making 3 dividers and I made it so they're really, really snug. When I glue them in, they won't shift around. Maybe I'll tack them from like the top and the bottom just with little finishing nails just to be sure. So if I put the mirror on the edge right here, I can glue this one on the inside here and then just divide these other 2 equally so that the weight of this doesn't break. We're figuring it out. It's all coming together. So now that our mirror supports are done, what I thought would be fun to do with this half that's gonna be open, I'd like to put a shelf back in just because I think that would be cute. And then I saw this really cool key holder on the internet when I was searching through Google Images. Instead of hooks or anything like that, that's where this little cup drill thing comes into play. They literally had wood and then they drilled like a C shape out of the wood, and the C shape, when they mounted it in, is the thing that made the hook. And I thought that was so cool and so different that might be really neat to try. I want to make like 4 little hookadoos with these little C shapes cut out of them. And then somehow, like, you know those like paper dolls when like this part of the paper doll had a slit in it and this part of the paper doll had a slit in it and then they fit together perfectly? I know, call me crazy, but I think we can do it. If I notch out a notch in this wood that's as thick as this base, we can paper doll that shit, have the C hanging, and then the keys would go there, and then this would stick up a little bit and then also act as a support for a shelf right there. What I tell you, creativity, just coming at me left and right. And it's okay that we're using like all sorts of different wood because I'm gonna stain this bitch and it's all gonna be one color in the end, so I don't really care. I mean, the natural thing would be to put the shelf exactly halfway like it was, but I don't wanna do that. I kind of want a little bit more distance from the shelf to the top. It'd be cute to be able to put like a little succulent or something on there. I don't know, a picture frame of me. So I think I want to mount the shelf a little lower so then my little key brackets would only need to be, you know, so long. Let me figure out some measurements real quick and then let you know what I decide. Okay, I was getting a little sweaty. All the math and measuring and calculating was making me get a little sweaty, so I had to change my shirt. But what I decided is that from this piece of board here that I have as a scrap that actually, you guessed it, pallet wood. I can divide this into 4 equal parts if I cut them at 7.5 inches. Now you might be going, 7.5 inches sounds a little tall if you're trying to put a shelf in. But no, because when I thought about it, I want the C part of the hook to hang a little below this. So I need like 3 inches extra board from underneath. So 3 sticking out here, then there'll be 4 up here, where then I could put a shelf that will give me about this much room. So I thought, hell yeah, that's perfect. I've already put little dots at 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. I'm gonna draw straight lines and then I'm gonna cut those down and then we're gonna try to cut those little C shapes out of them and see how that goes. Okay, so I have my 4 pieces. Oh, this one's cracked, but I'm still gonna use it. These are the pieces that we're gonna try to do that really cool C-shape situation. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I saw it and I thought, it's worth a shot. I have a little hole drill cutter. Let's try it out. I don't know, we're winging this one. So let's picture it. We have this sticking out like this, and there's a little piece of C cut out. So like this. That's what I'm thinking. Do I need to jigsaw the shape out? I did not want to do that. Let's see, can we even achieve that sort of a shape? No, we cannot. I really wanted to use this. I mean, if I jigsaw it, it means so far we've only built this thing with a jigsaw. Gosh, I really wanted to see if this would work. Ugh, I'm gonna have to jigsaw it, I think, if I want to get that little like hook. Maybe we should do a template board first. Oh. All right, let's see. Ha, get it? See? Ooh, what if it comes a little bit more straight in and then curves? I don't know, let's try it. Look at me doing a sample template. I'm gonna have to cut it left-handed. Great. Okay, let's just give it a shot. Pivot. Aha! Do I have keys? I do. Oh, please. Okay, let's see. So this is like this, and then I say, oh, I'm home, put my keys. And then they don't fall off. I'm kind of not super happy with the top, and I got a little willy-nilly. But I think that shape kind of works, yeah? I just need to finesse that top. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm jigsawing it. Okay, so because it took me 8,000 years to cut this shape with the jigsaw and I wasn't super happy with it, I was like, come on, there's gotta be a better way. And it's the drill with the little cup, maybe a 1 inch, 2 inch, I don't know what inch cup drill bit. Because now that I had this, I knew exactly where I needed the C to go. So I put this one as a template up against the edge, and then I used my little See? Drill bit, and now it's perfect. Only thing is, this wood's no good anymore. I can't use it, so we're going from 4 hooks to 3 hooks. Not a big deal because no one ever knew there was supposed to be 4 hooks to begin with. So I've already cut 2 using my little cup drill. Love them so much. So I just need to cut the last one. I did draw a little template, but then I wanted to put this one on top. It makes it just a little bit easier. So now I have a really good guide for my cup bit, and then I can start drilling. And then once you have that little mark kind of from the tip of the drill, you can move your template wood away. Like now. And then just drill the rest of the way. These little cup drills are amazing. And voila, the perfect C shape to hold our keys. Yay! And that took 2 seconds. But I did have to figure out that the jigsaw was not working for the particular shape I wanted to make. So now comes the part where I kind of want to do like a cutout in this so I can slide it down over this and then take my jigsaw and cut out a rectangle that fits like a perfect paper doll. Boom, boom, and boom. I want to leave probably like a 1/2 inch maybe. So let's mark that. I want to make sure that my C isn't butted right up against the bottom. I want to leave some room. I think in my mind I thought it would be 3 inches. Oh my gosh, pretty damn close. So we're going to come up from the bottom 3 inches and we're going to come in a 1/2 inch. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, here it is. 3 inches is going to be the bottom of our slide in. We're going to start cutting at 3 inches, and then from 3 inches we're going to cut up a 1/2 inch and 1 line. Yes, Sheri, that works. And this first one we might have to, trim out a couple of times just to make sure we're fitting properly. And I want this fit to be real tight. And then we're going to stop right there. Okay, let's cut that rectangle out and see what happens. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that first cut went pretty damn smooth. I can feel I'm a little baby bit snug, but I feel like once I get the wood glue in and then I gently hammer it, oh yeah, because if I wiggle it, it'll go right down. So I love that. And I am going to copy this onto these and do the exact same thing. Okay, so no, can someone please tell me why this is so amazing? Oh my gosh, this is looking even better than I imagined. Really. I want to sand these before I put them in here because it will be way too hard to sand after they're in. And then the only other thing I want to do is take this other scrap piece of ply and then cut a shelf right here and put that in as well. So then we have like a little cubby hole and then a big shelf. And then I was looking at it like this and I was like, oh, should I put the mirror on? Because I kind of like these like mail things. So I'm gonna sand these and then we'll mount these and I'll trim this and we'll mount this. First order of business, I'm gonna sand these. You don't need to see that. You know what sanding looks like. Okay, everything is coming together. So I've cut my shelf piece that's gonna fit right inside. I want to get my hooks glued down and flush with the edge of this so I know exactly where to trim my shelf so it's not hanging over too much, hanging over too little, whatever. So, type on wood glue. I want this to have a little bit of character. Since we're not doing 4, I'm not gonna equally space them. So I'm gonna take this first one, put a bunch of glue on the side, and then glue on the inside of my little paper doll cutout and glue that down. Then what I wanna do is I'll glue this one to this side exactly the same way. And then this third one, or the center one, I think I want to put a little closer just so we have like a big cubby and then a little baby cubby for some toothpicks. Point of the story is I don't want them equidistant to each other. So all over here and then in our little paper doll cutout. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is coming together so nicely. Nice and snug. Maybe I'll get a clamp. Ooh, we've never used clamps. Just so we get a nice snug fit. Here's a clamp. It's made by Quick Grip. Squeeze real tight. That'll get that nice and glued down. Let's shimmy this one. Now this one is a really snug fit. Perfectamundo. Wipe off the excess glue. Jed Clamp-it. Anybody? Anybody? This is the only other clamp I have. I don't think it's white enough. Oh, hail to the no. And this one needs clamping actually more than this one, so let's switch. Now, obviously I won't be able to glue this one to anything, so I'm just gonna glue our paper doll situation, and then that's it. I don't know, maybe here? Wiping off that excess glue, and I think that looks good. So now it's time for my shelf. I wanna be able to slide this in. It's sticking up over this a little bit, which might not be that huge of a deal. Yeah, it's coming out way too far. I'm gonna trim it a little bit, but look how cute so far. Easy. Okay, I have my shelf cut to the exact size I want it. I'm actually going to do wood glue on the top of each of the hooks and the back edge of the shelf. And then if I feel like we need to, I might secure it with just a little tiny finishing nail, like boom, boom, and boom. For now, I'm just gonna wood glue it and see what the hell happens. Oop. And then we will slide that on into place. I mean, seriously, this is looking pretty damn good. Now that we have this, our basic shape, contemplating the mirror situation. We need to decide if we want to put the mirror on and then if I want to frame it out. It looks so good. It really does. I'm pretty impressed. Check it. That looks really good. So the mirror goes here, which, cute. And then I'm almost wondering, do I frame it out or not? Like frame it all around? Okay, so here is what I decided after mulling it over for probably 30 minutes straight. I was toying around with like, okay, if I put a border on, if I stop it here, then there's gonna be a step down, and I didn't really like it. So I decided I'm just gonna glue the mirror on and leave it super clean edged. I like the juxtaposition of like the wood and the C shapes and the kind of soft rounded edges, and then this harsh mirror on this side. That's what I'm telling myself, because everything that I used to like create a border, I wasn't loving. I'm gonna leave the mirror off for now because I want to wood filler it, give it a quick sand, and then stain it, and then we'll set the mirror on it and see what we think, and maybe we're done at that point. We have come a long way in our, you know, whatever, in the creative process of it all. We started from a CD box, then an empty box, and now we've got this. So I think we're doing pretty good if you ask me. Okay, so I did wood fill in all my little cracks and crevices, but now I have to wait for that to dry before I can lightly sand it and stain everything. That means I'm going in the house. I know I said, as I always do, this will be no problem. We'll get this done quick. We technically are getting it done pretty quickly. However, the creative process cannot be rushed. We're pretty much done. I just need a coat of stain and a glue on a mirror. That can happen tomorrow, and then we'll be super done. Okay, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I have been out in the garage and I have final sanded and also stained our little creativity creation. So, here's where we are. I love it. As you can see, I did not stain this side because I had the wonderful, brilliant idea of putting a mirror here. As I sit here, now I can't decide. We've come to a crossroads. I don't want to say a roadblock. It's just a crossroads. Because when I look at it like this, I think, oh my gosh, the cubbies are cute. I wouldn't necessarily store mail in here, but maybe like some books, what have you. Even like a little bud vase, I don't know, a knick-knack, a tchotchke, what have you. I'm gonna flip this over so you don't get a reflection. Try to envision a mirror. It looks kind of cool, but then again, it kind of doesn't. So that's where I'm torn. Then I was thinking, what if I painted the inside back like a color? Then at least you had some visual interest. And so I was looking over at my paints, and I have that lime green that we painted the chair with a long time ago, the mystery chair that might be some really cool mid-century modern piece of furniture, and now I own it. Obviously I have orange. I mean, I'm seeing a lot, but they could be dried out as far as I know. I also have this really cool looking metallic silver. Metallic silver might be kind of cool. I mean, I could go real subtle and go like a white back here, which I love dark brown and white together. I think that looks really, really nice. But then there's part of me that's like, hell no. If you're gonna do it, let's do lime green. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to paint now that all the shelves are in here. So then, you know, there's the lazy part of me that's like, fuck it, just stain the whole thing and call it a day. You've been creative enough for one weekend. This is what's really weird. What got me thinking is this could be a whole nother thing that we could do. The mirror just on a box, just a thick box with a mirror. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm like, oh, there's another DIY. We just stimulated more creativity. That might be kind of cool to just build boxes just like this, put the mirrors on top, no frame, no nothing, and then have them as just kind of like, you know, an art piece, maybe in a bathroom, maybe in an entryway. Maybe I like that even better. I don't know. I feel like I'm leaning a little bit more towards cubbies. Yeah. So where are we gonna end up in this creativity process? I don't know, but I gotta make a decision. When you are just making something off the top of your head, sometimes things don't go as planned. You know, I always say, well, in my head it worked out, but like originally I was like, oh, I'm gonna have 4 hooks. And then I ruined one of the pieces of wood and now it's 3. I actually think I like 3 better. I was gonna put a mirror and now maybe I'm gonna do cubbies. It doesn't matter as long as the end result is something that you are happy with, because no one's the wiser. You're the only one who knows how many like mistakes or how many iterations you did, the wood you pried apart, the wood you broke, the mirror you maybe were gonna put on, then decided to take off. Maybe you take a coat of white paint over the whole thing and shabby chic it up. That's what's so fun about just creating something out of nothing. And really, in the end, if I decided, you know what? I hate this whole damn thing. It's really no sweat off my nose. I mean, other than my time, which hasn't been too much. Everything we've done so far, it was all free to us. If anything, I learned kind of a new skill doing this. I learned how to cut these amazing, I mean, look at those suckers from the side. Good job, Sheri. I think that's pretty badass. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay here. This is also part of my creative process too. Taking the mirror off, putting the mirror on. Like I probably did that for 20 minutes and I might sit here for another 20 minutes and continue to do that. Point of the story is you're not gonna know where it went until we actually see it hung on a wall. Let's make it a surprise. Let's build the anticipation. What is she gonna do? Is she gonna put a mirror? Is she gonna paint the background? Your guess is as good as mine at this point. I mean, you could vote, but this isn't live. Part of me was like, I wish this was live so that I could get a bunch of votes in. So I'm probably just gonna sit here and mull it over for a little minute, figure out what I'm gonna do, then we'll get it hung on the wall. We'll all be surprised together. Okay, so I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This keyring holder made out of scraps looks fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie about it. It looks so good. I hung it on the wall and then like walked around the house giving myself pats on the back. Like, great job, Sheri. You did so awesome. It looks amazing. It really looks good. And I can't wait for you guys to see what I decided to do. Are you ready for the big reveal? Because here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Look at how freaking good that turned out. Seriously. Clearly, you can see I went for the no mirror option. And then to like jazz it up a little bit, I painted lime green in 2 of the cubbies and like a beige in the remaining 4 cubbies. It's seriously awesome. Oh yeah. For those of you who don't know, those are CDs right there. CDs. Paying homage to what once was a CD holder of some sort, I think. So yay, that is it. We are done. Okay, so yay, we did it. We took completely unusable items from the garage and we turned it into something completely usable. And we did it all for free, just using our minds. I had a wooden box, some stain, some paint. I had some scrap wood with nothing but a jigsaw, my palm sander, and a fancy little cup drill bit. This is what came to be. We started with nothing and we turned it into something, and something we are going to be able to totally use and something that looks super awesome. Why are we so amazing? I don't fucking know, because we are. That's all I can say. I'm kind of excited. Davis is at work. I want him to get home and see this so bad. He's the one that wanted this. So in the meantime, I'll just like wash my hands of all the stain. There you have it again. Another great DIY Wednesday video that was totally free. You could do this. I mean, you don't have to make a key rack. You can make whatever out of whatever. It's completely up to you. Whatever around your house brings you inspiration and gets those creativity juices flowing, just grab it, put it all in a pile. Maybe you use all of it, maybe you use some of it, maybe you use one piece of it. Doesn't matter. Just get out there and make something. That's all I'm saying. So Davis finally got home from work and he is about to see the amazing key holder. 1, 2, 3, turn all the way directly around and look.
Oh, dang. Wait, this looks way good.
Thanks, baby. Do you love it so much?
You did this yourself?
Yeah, I did everything myself. What do you think?
Wow, that's crazy.
Do you like the
It's
way I
also,
painted the inside?
Yeah, the stain.
No, the paint in the background. Look, green.
Oh, I didn't even notice. It was
Pretty cool,
there.
huh?
That's sick.
That's super sick?
Yeah.
Do you love it so much?
I love it so much.
Yay!
It's exactly what I needed.
Look at that, perfect. So before I formally sign off, I know in the beginning of this video, you might have thought this is a little touch and go, but if you stuck with it, you saw the creative process, and it does take a little minute to get in the zone. When you first pile everything together, it might just look like a pile of trash. And then you just start moving things around and cutting, and some things may break off and some things may stay. And that's just what happens. And then you stick with it, it turns into this, which is amazing. That was just a sidebar thought that I had before I wanted to say. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the DIY Wednesday videos I push out, which is every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.